Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read through for Tower of God Urek Mazino chapter or episode 59, the REA Families Test. Is this going to be the floor 4 test, I guess maybe? I am tentatively excited. I don't think, as much as people have been enjoying the long Haku intros and everything, I don't think I have too much discussion that wouldn't be just repeating myself, so I'll hold back. I will talk about last week's chapter and recap it a little bit, just to, recap where we're at and give some thoughts now that I've had a week to sit with it. And, I don't know if anybody else has reacted to it yet. I don't remember. Oh, I think maybe Ron Can has. I don't remember if he did last week or not. So, I haven't watched as many reactions or anything as I usually do, but going back, I think the stuff with Edwan hanging around with Urek and his teammates, I brought up the stuff where when we first see Traumare show up, people's eyes are burning looking at him, and now we just have Edwan hanging around. I think that in a way, this could be written perfectly fine. I don't want to say, oh, a family head can't do that or shouldn't do that. I think totally we could have situations where for one reason or another in the story, in the plot, there's a reason that a family head is like, okay, I want to disguise myself as a regular, hide my power level basically, and do this for whatever reason. They could totally do that and have it work out perfectly fine. I just think that the way it's being done here is obviously not that. The way it's being done here is obviously not great. I don't think too many people would disagree with that. So Edwan sticking around here is just not handled super well. Again, it's one of those things where if it was written well enough, I'd have no problems with it. I think that a family head can do that, but the issues just come from the writing not being very good. And I think the biggest issue really last week was we start setting things up with whatever's going on with this bunker and all that, and once again, the regular characters get basically nothing. If anything, we get a little bit of Encho and Gogojung of everybody. But it just feels like we set all that up and then we handled it so quickly. We just handled it we moved on. It's like, okay, we do this and we move on. And the way that they took out the guy who was with whatever her name was, I don't remember, the leech lady, the centipede lady, the way that the guy, was she Onus? No. Something like that. But the way that it was done, it's like of all the people Urek said, oh, I'm gonna fight you, oh, I'm gonna kill you, and then he didn't, the time he does kill somebody is they just tie the guy to a chair and leave him for dead. That seems like such a, I don't know. I'm cool with the main characters doing things that are morally gray and morally questionable. I'm always cool with that in series, but I don't know, it just seems like a weak way to do things. Yeah, we're just gonna tie this guy to a chair and leave him for dead, and that's the way we actually finally kill somebody, and we just move on from this stuff. And because of all of that, why do we kill Aru? Like, why waste a character like that? Why just write out a character that we could have used for something else without the way she was written out tying too much into what her character was about? And we just moved on. So it's one thing, we're not going to have big stakes when it comes to Edwan's involved, Urek's involved. It's going to be hard to have big stakes, but you could do it in a way where even though they're super strong, there's still things that could come into play and mess things up. But we just, it feels so weird, and we tried to build that with, oh, this is kind of this lurking threat, and then we move on. And because we just moved on, because we didn't go anywhere with it that was more deep or anything, it's like, okay, why kill Aru then? Killing Aru didn't do anything. It didn't lead anywhere now. Kind of like the stuff with Leb that was brought up too. That didn't really go anywhere either. And the stuff that was set up with Mago giving him a weapon and all, yeah, none of that went anywhere. So it's frustrating in that sense. And there was one more thing. at the very end when we're leaving and they do the comedic, oh, I feel like we're forgetting something. Just so much, did I just do that? I just did that with my freaking mind. They're right behind me, aren't they? It's like one of those kinds of writing things where why would Urek and them just be forgetting Garam like this? And it's funny and comedic if we do things with the characters to establish this relationship in their characters, but we haven't done enough with Garam to establish their relationship and character. It's not like it's a running gag that Urek keeps disrespecting or downing Garam in hilariously over the top ways, and then this is just another escalation of that where it would have been like a running gag. But no, it just feels like they legitimately just forgot Garam. All the characters feel really stupid. And Pate last time brought up that, you know, the writing just feels so juvenile. It feels so elementary school level. It feels so straightforward. And I was bringing up all the dumb millennialisms and all, but this is something that I've seen ever since season 3 with, you know, sometimes I just like to read the Korean comments. Sometimes I'm agreeing with them. Sometimes I don't agree with them. Most of the time, even if I do agree with them, I think they're too harsh because the comments section is always just roasting CU every week. But I do read them. And that's something I've been seeing since season 3, where this isn't just a localization thing, a translation thing. People have been saying in Korean, why is this written so simply? Why are the characters written like they're speaking like elementary schoolers? I guess you could say it with all the bomb, I'm gonna pull it out stuff. But that's something that I saw a lot in Korean, where a lot in Korean they were like, why do the characters talk like they're elementary schoolers? And so that's something that even somebody's bringing up in English too. So, you know, I guess this is a long Haku intro, but I'll start reading now. It's just, that's something I wanted to bring up with the writing not being strong, but the 3 points I wanted to hit were that I don't think it's terrible in a vacuum to have Edwan hanging out with regulars. I just think the way it's written here specifically is actually terrible now that, you know, it is the writing that's making it bad because the writing here is so bad. The second thing, since we just speed ran through what happened last time, what was the point? What was the point of any of that? We just, what? And then the third thing being, leaving Garam at the end being so stupid. So yeah, writing's bad, the writing's stupid, but we're gonna push on. We only have 11 left after this one. So let's see what we have this time. We have, this can't have occurred naturally, I'm sure of it. Test director of the 4th floor, Ari Todd. So we have an Ari family member, another Ari family member, and they're the test director. This is the aftermath of a battle. So I'm wondering, are they actually Ari and there's going to be Ari and REA people here because the families are close? Or last time we had Edwan, I think it was, being like, oh, the REA family might notice. So it makes me wonder, is this the REA family's floor, the REA family's test, like the title says? And there's just an Ari guy here because the families are closely related? Or are there some mistranslations here? This guy doesn't look REA, but should the chapter title or whatever be Ari, and what they said last week, should that be Ari instead of REA? But we have, this is the aftermath of a battle. There's a being that's disrupting the balance of this floor. I mean, the floor just seems like empty nothingness, so... And we have the Ari families. Oh my god. What? How do you mess this up? 4th floor. Entrance to the test site. It's like, did none of these people actually read the series before this? Entrance to the test site. That's right. There's the test site. I'll leave you here. As a ranker, I have no need for tests. Well, good luck. I'm sure you're strong enough to breeze through the test. So now he's just leaving? Why waste our time with this stupid Edwan servant stuff then? If he's just leaving, unless he's gonna keep coming back, if he's just leaving, he should have left after fighting Mago. Edwon versus Mago was good. Have him fall asleep after that, and then stop caring about the rest of this stuff. Why is Edwon here? Having him care about this stuff, having him do this stuff with Urek has just ruined Edwon's character. Absolutely run him through the gutter. God, this is terrible. But being too good could work against you here. What do you mean? The Ari family rules. So last week it was a mistranslation. It should be Ari, not REA. And the title is a mistranslation. It should be Ari, not REA. And apparently nobody working on the webtoon. But then again, we've seen mistakes come from CU too. CU stays forgetting and rewriting and messing up his own lore. So maybe CU doesn't remember the difference anymore at this point. Who knows? I'm losing it. Again, I start off every chapter trying to be positive, and this might be my quickest devolving so far into just crashing out. I'm so sick of how bad the writing is here. And they place great importance on maintaining the balance of power. In other words, they don't like outliers. It'd be in your best interest to not stand out. I'll see you on the next floor. Don't even think about running away. You better come when I call. Remember, you're my minion now. Ugh. Welcome, regulars. I am Ari Todd, the test director of the 4th floor. The test will be administered individually. Please enter the testing chamber one by one. So, if Aru did survive, she might be a little bit screwed here. I'll go first. We have Berber. You got this, Berber. See you on the other side. Why are you acting like you care? Not a word said when Leb died. Not a word said when Aru died. Why are we acting like we care? Like, I guess it makes sense for Rohan wanting to be supportive, but we haven't seen Rohan nearly speak a word since the 2nd floor. But for Urek, why is Urek pretending like he cares? The amount that he cares about his teammates is just so inconsistent. The amount he cares about fighting people is so inconsistent. Urek just does not care about anything. 1 second he cares enough to fight, and 1 second he gives up on everything that is apparently so important to him that he'll jump from world to world, that he'll do all this stuff. He'll just give up on it. He'll just forget about it. Oh, let me just forget about Garam. Oh, let me just ignore 2 of my teammates dying. But yeah, you've got this random Pobadao guy who's done nothing. I see you sneaking off to the back of the line again, Mayor. Just wait, I'm going to teach you a lesson one day. I'm not sneaking anywhere. I just want to wait until Princess Garam gets here, that's all. Is this the group you were talking about? Yes, sir. I believe one of these regulars is responsible for the crater. That's impossible. Only a high ranker could have done such a thing. But why? I don't know. We've seen some regulars and rankers do some crazy... And that's something else that people have brought up too. We used to see some rankers doing some really cool, intricate, crazy stuff. And maybe that's just the thing with power scaling, is that strong people are strong because they can do some crazy, intricate power stuff. But the really strong people don't do any of that creative stuff. They can just nuke. Like, they're truly strong, so they don't need to have any creative fights. We can just have punch, laser beam, and that's it. That's our that's the bag that we have to pull from. Punch, laser beam. But according to the records, no one other than these regulars entered the area during that time frame. I understand how ridiculous it sounds, but let's just watch what happens. It's the job of the Ari family to eliminate any outliers after all. Welcome, Berber. I will now provide a brief overview of the test. When the test begins, you will step into the circle at the center of the testing chamber. Press the button at the center of the circle, and then release as much Shinsu as you can. The amount of Shinsu you release will determine how many waterways open below. If you can open more than 2, you pass. So, again, what a lame test, where it's just, your test isn't something creative like we saw from some of the things in the main series in Season 1 and Season 2. Your test is literally just a Shinsu check. It's just a Shinsu check. If you open more than 5, you'll be granted 1 free pass, valid up to the 10th floor. If you open more than 10, you'll receive 2 free passes. If all 13 waterways are opened, 10 on the pillar and 3 on the wall, you'll be given the opportunity to attempt a single test, which allows you to clear all tests up to the 10th floor in 1 run. Please step into the circle. He presses it. I need to release as much Shinsu as I can. And of course it makes sense that they'd be doing it this way because they want to see who created the crater. But it's so boring. Just a Shinsu check and that's it. Just skill level check. That's all. You have opened 4 waterways. Phew, you passed the test. Please use the bridge that's being extended toward you. And this is going to, again, if a 10 family member can only open 4, then that's going to be tough for somebody like Rohan. Are we just going to fail Rohan and forget he exists like we forgot about Leb and Aru? That's a shame. If I had opened just 1 more, that would have been 5. It just made me think of how I brought up everybody saying, why do they talk like elementary schoolers? It's like, man, I opened 4. If I open 1 more than 4, 1 more than 4 is 5. Actual elementary schoolers. We know that everybody in Tower of God does suck at math, though. So fair enough, except maybe Ryeon. Everybody sucks at math. But still. I mean, I guess this puts him at a level higher than White. White hates counting to 3. Welcome, Rohan. I'm getting a little nervous. Please begin. He does it. You've opened 2 waterways. You passed the test. Okay. Woohoo. You've opened 3 waterways. We have Gogajung. Looks like I can use the jewel's power again. You passed the test. Welcome, Evelyn. Please begin. Then Evelyn uses it. We have them opening. You've opened 5 waterways. Yes, so cute. Oh my gosh. I love Evelyn and the Queen. They are my favorite characters. Forget about all this bullshit other stuff. Let me just follow them. Look at the Queen in the background. She's so cute. You've passed the test. You've been granted a free pass. Is it actually possible for a regular to open more than 10 waterways? Yes, a few have succeeded in the past. Most recently, it was Princess Uram Zahar. Okay, so we have Uram mentioned. Uram is ahead of Garam then. So we might meet her here. She was not able to open 13, however. So I guess this too is a way of us power scaling the characters that are left. Urek's gonna hold back probably, but we're gonna see what he can do. But really it's going to be a test of seeing what characters like Garam and Baek Ryeon can do when they get here. I guess that's to be expected from a Princess of Zahard. Uram Zahard. Her name sounds kind of familiar. Maybe. Urek could open all 15. Welcome, Urek Mazino. Please enter the chamber. I'm assuming he's holding back, though, because it's like what Edwan even literally warned him about this. Edmon was probably right. I probably shouldn't. Also, Urek shouldn't want to, again, unless his goal is just climbing the tower. Who cares about the jewels? Who cares about Fintaminum? The goal is just climbing for some reason. Unless that's the goal, he shouldn't even want to skip floors. I shouldn't draw too much attention. Where are you, Your Highness? Like, we left the 3rd floor so quickly. What if the floors are supposed to be like continent-sized? What if one of the jewels was on the 3rd floor, just off in some corner somewhere, gaining their power like what Mago was doing? We got lucky that Mago was doing it literally in the testing area, but if they were doing it somewhere else, Urek would have just been like, do-do-do-do-do, climbing the tower, just go right past them. Where are you, Your Highness? She'd come straight here if she were still alive. And we have Garam coming in. Your Highness! Hencho, you're alive. I've been worried sick. What are you doing here? With Princess Garam. You've opened 10 waterways. You passed the test. You've been granted 2 free passes. What's his name again? Urek Mazino, sir. That should have been inconspicuous enough, right? Oh. He's holding back. But Baek Ryeon's probably not going to hold back. So Baek Ryeon is going to open more than that, and they're going to think he's the one that created the crater. That's what's going on here, yeah? I heard he's already made a name for himself on the floor of tests. I'll take the test first. Sure, good luck. What is he doing with you, Your Highness? I ran into him when I got lost. Don't worry, he doesn't seem suspicious. He said he's looking for Urek Mazino. But why? Who knows? He didn't say much. He just told me. He wants to confirm something. Welcome, Baek Ryeon. Please begin. And they all open, I'm assuming. They're shocked. That was the 11th waterway. And more. He opened all 13. Wait, didn't they say all 15 earlier? I guess that was another typo mistake. You've opened 13 waterways. I was confused because they were like, can somebody open 13 or whatever? But then after that, she was like, well, maybe Urek could do all 15. So I was like, oh, maybe 13 was just one level, but 15 was another because they gave us all the levels before earlier. But I guess the 15 part was just a mistake. You've opened 13 waterways. Or it said 13 and I'm really stupid and misread it. You passed the test. You've been granted a chance to apply for the comprehensive test. Where did he come from? Baek Ryeon, you said. He wasn't on my radar until now, sir. I'll look into him now. I actually have a theory with Baek Ryeon, but I'll wait till the end of the chapter, because we might get some more here. We have how everything looks after having opened, and beneath him again is like the starry sky and the moon. We saw something like that before. And there's something in there. We hear a crash. It's coming out. What is that thing? Where did it even come from? It's like it got summoned from him opening all the waterways. Contain it. And it's maybe from whatever. Maybe he just needed enough water or Shinsu beneath him. Weird. But Urek rushes back in. Big punch. What the? And now, Urek Mazino. 5th floor, near the regular... Okay, next floor, near the regular's lodging. So you believe you'll find what you're looking for on this floor, Princess of Zahard. I think so. The Ari family rules over this floor. Is this another mistake? Is this supposed to be 4th floor near the regular's lodging? And if so, can the translators not count? Or did they go up a floor already and just pass the test ahead of Urek's team because Urek's team was dealing with the bunker stuff? I think so. And both floors are ruled by the Ari family? It's just the line that the Ari family rules over, but we're taking a test on the 4th floor, right? So, again, mistake. Both floors ruled by the Ari family. I don't know. So, there should be a well here in which the snake's true form resides. Is this Avengers Tower? Stark Tower or whatever? Is that what that is? In which the snake's true form resides. Again, I feel like this would be nicer to get outside of the Urek spinoff. But I am excited at the idea of potentially seeing Uram. I would really like to see Uram. Then again, Monkey's Paw Curls, we see her, and the writing's terrible. Well, it started off really bad. It started off really rough. And it's not great or anything, but there are things that it's like, okay, I'm along for the ride to see some of this. Am I disappointed by it compared to what it could have been, compared to what it was in the blog post? Sure, but I'm cool with some of this. We'll see how things end up. Okay, my theory now. Before I end the video, I'll do my Baek Ryeon theory. So, in the blog post, we have all the Urek Baek Ryeon stuff and all of that. And I always thought, my theory with Baek Ryeon is he grew up in this, again, maybe not canon, but according to the blog post, he grew up in this forest all alone and he could control Shinsu from birth. And so my theory was he was always the child of a family head or something that was discarded in the forest because the 10 families are born with the ability to control Shinsu without having to make a contract because they're born into their family's contracts. So then he could have been like, I don't know how I was able to control Shinsu from birth, but it's really because he was the child of a family head. And also, in the main series, we have not yet had the 3 lords made canon. But in the blog post lore for the Three Lords, Ju-chun was the son of Ari-han and a Tower native, where Ari-han's, they had the twins with the Ha family that became the Ha family, with Ha Yureen. So he had the twins with Ha Yureen, and every Ha family member, Yureen didn't have any other kids, so everybody is descended from Ari-han as the original father, and Ha Yureen as the original mother. Those twins, all the rest of the Ha family are descended from them. But he went, so it's like, then what is the Ari family if the Ha family is the children between those two? He had kids with Tower natives, and that made the Ari family. So between Ari-han and another family head, that made the Ha family, and between Ari-han and the Tower natives, that made the Ari family. And specifically, one of his kids with a Tower native was Ju-chun. And Ju-chun was one of the Three Lords and Urek's friend. So I think one thing that we could be doing here to put together the Ju-chun lore with the theory that Baek Ryeon was a secret child of a family head, I think we might be we've never had Three Lords made canon in the main series. I think because we're not doing Three Lords stuff, seemingly, again, unless CU decides to throw him in, because we're not doing Three Lord stuff, I think CU might be taking the Ju-chun lore and putting it in to Baek Ryeon, especially now that we're getting Baek Ryeon and Ari family stuff, and we had the guy at the beginning of Floor 3 who was like, my child is in that city. I think Baek Ryeon is going to be Ari-han's child because Ju-chun was Ari-han's child with a Tower native that was like cast off or abandoned or whatever in this forest or something. Well, Ju-chun was Ari-han's child with a Tower native. And my theory was that, we'll just throw in Ari-han here, that Baek Ryeon was this cast off child of a family head who would be Ari-han in this situation. I think we are just combining the blog post Baek Ryeon and the blog post Ju-chun, because Ju-chun in the blog post was Urek's friend, and like we already have Baek Ryeon who's there. So I think we're combining Ju-chun and Baek Ryeon. I think they're going to be combined into the same character. And we're just going to not do the Three Lords thing. We're just not going to have the Three Lords. And yeah, that's my theory here, is that Ari-han, Tower native, for whatever reason, Baek Ryeon was cast out because of that, and Baek Ryeon is basically going to be also Ju-chun. That's my theory here. So that's what I'm going with. Something that I've always theorized about Baek Ryeon, combined with, I think, what we're doing after seeing that this is the Ari family stuff they got at the beginning of Floor 3. I've been thinking it a little bit, but especially now that we're getting into this stuff, I think we are turning Ju-chun into Baek Ryeon. So might have not been the best way to organize my thoughts, but there's the theory. And then again, what sucks about making theories is that you're months ahead. You already know if that's true or not. So that sucks. Don't spoil me, please, if it's not true. Or if it is true, especially if it is true, then extra don't spoil me, I guess. But either way, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, my thoughts and reactions. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. If you want to help support the channel by sharing around or dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by becoming a member or patron, you help support the channel, get your name at the end of videos, get One Piece Bingo a little early, hit join down below to become a member, go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to Chosen Regulars Evan Holly and Bertie Booster, Magical Girls, DD Van and Maru, Cheriton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pater. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.